Hey everybody, welcome to Cochran's Gone Wild Homestead. Today we're going to be making a couple big batches of sauerkraut. We got a lot of big cabbages in our garden, and a good way to preserve them is turn them into sauerkraut. And I really love sauerkraut, so if you do too, or if you just want to see how the process goes, tune in. This is my chicken coop behind me. Just finished that. We got 26 chickens in there. Haven't really showed any of the new homestead too much, but we'll get some better video going soon. We're gonna try to be picking up the pace on videos, try to get more of them out. Kind of had a hiatus from it for a bit, but I'd like to pick it up again. Life's busy, lots of things have happened, but I want you guys to enjoy the fun. So let's get to making some sauerkraut. While we're at it here, I thought I'd just give you a peek at the hens. Oh, they're excited to come out. I guess you're coming out. Figured I'd show you. 26 of them boogers. This is the Cochran homestead. So this is our garden this year. It's not too pretty, rough around the edges. Haven't kept up with weeding very well, but it's got a lot of food in it. So let's go take a look. So here's my cabbages. Here's my potatoes, cabbages, mustard greens that have decided to bolt, green beans, which we just picked a couple gallons, beets. Over there we got onions, tomatoes, peppers, got a little bit of everything. But here's the cabbages. And for size reference, they're about basketball size, a little bigger maybe.
Whoa, that's pretty big.
We got quite a few here. So we're gonna be cutting these and chopping them up and fermenting them into sauerkraut.
That's pretty hard.
Pretty nice looking cabbage though.
Yeah. Are you trying to break the...
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I need a sharper knife. Look at this thing.
Yeah. Wow, that one's pretty easy. And it's pretty big. Whoa.
The size of that cabbage.
I know. That's pretty big. It's hard for Sam to just pull it out.
Right.
Cabbage is kind of blue.
Only a few more to go.
Yeah. Only a few more left.
Normally they're not allowed in the garden, but I guess we can make an exception.
Yeah, see what I'm doing.
Samuel's cutting these things off with a handsaw. There you go.
Look at all those green bugs in there. Look at that.
Give it to the chickens. We're making some progress. We got a few to go though. This cabbage got chewed up by a moose. To the best of my knowledge. I don't really know. Oh, it's no good. Maybe it wasn't a moose. Something ate into it. So this one's no good. So we're weighing all the cabbages. Most of the big leaves are stripped off, but some of the smaller ones or the surrounding ones are still on. This is the heaviest one so far at 10 pounds, 12.7 ounces. Pretty good sized cabbage. So far we've lost 3 of them to mice or voles. They literally hollowed out the inside of the cabbage. 11 pounds, 6.2 ounces. Pretty good sized cabbage. Here's my hand for reference. Boys are bringing them all in. We'll do a count. I don't even know how many there are. And the weight continues. 12 pounds, 6 ounces. Some nice looking cabbage, except for the aphids got this. This is our heaviest one so far. 12 pounds, 9.7 ounces. It's got some more leaves on it though, so I think average 11, 12 pounds is what we're getting out of these cabbages. We found another one with a hole in it. I think we took it out already. So that makes 4 that have been eaten up on the inside. So we got 14 good cabbages. We had 18 plants, 4 of them got ate up. I'm gonna do a final weight on these right now. See how many pounds of cabbage we actually got. But yeah, they look pretty good for the most part.
Our floor is
Can you go get the compost pot so we can put this stuff in there?
Do you want
Big enough. Go grab me that white bucket right there, actually. And can you start picking up pieces?
this bucket?
Yep, that's the one. Can you pick it up, please? Pick up all the leaves and everything. Put them in here.
You could use this as a dish.
Only put the bad looking leaves in there.
Use this as a dish.
Take a picture of Jeremiah using it as a dish.
Use it as a dish.
All right, so we got them all weighed up here. all fully cleaned up. And this is the lightest one right here at 5.9 pounds. In total, with 14 cabbages, we have 112 pounds cabbage here on this table, which that's pretty good. Cleaned up, I think the heaviest one was 9.8 pounds, fully stripped. So that's pretty good, if you ask me. That's like twice the size of grocery store cabbage. So anyways, we're gonna keep going. So we kind of got a little ahead of ourselves and we started cutting up cabbage and making it. But I'm gonna go over what we're doing and how we're doing it. So we're making the sauerkraut in 5-gallon food grade buckets. Not all buckets are food grade. It's not really about the plastic, it's about the release agent they use. This one has food grade release agent in it, food safe bucket. So basically sauerkraut is a mixture of cabbage and salt. That's it, nothing else. No water, no vinegar, nothing. So that is 2 cabbage heads right there. And as you can see, there's already liquid forming. I should back up and say I wash my hands really well. Soap, water all the way up my arm. I put alcohol over my hands, really sanitize them well. You probably could wear gloves. I'm not. They make wooden clubs for mashing this stuff down. But this works really good. So what we're doing is taking and shaving the cabbage up pretty fine. Although this isn't gonna make as fine of a sauerkraut as you would get like at the store. That's more like hot dog sauerkraut. My wife almost cut me. So it's going to be a little coarser than average. We weigh every cabbage head and you add 3 tablespoons of salt for every 5 pounds of cabbage. So these cabbages are all over the place. The lightest one was like 5.8 pounds. Oh, did you weigh this one, honey?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
7 pounds and 5.3 ounces.
That was the last one, wasn't it? You weighed this one too?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna do about 4.5 tablespoons of salt for this cabbage, which might be a little bit light, but ideally you have between 2 and 3% salt solution. So you get all this stuff, you put it in your bucket. You end up with a big pile of loose, fluffy cabbage. All right. And then you take salt. That's a tablespoon of salt. We're using pickling salt. You don't want ionized salt. Tablespoon of salt. All right. We really need some more cabbage in there, but I'm just going to show you. And then you take and you work it in. And you shred the cabbage and you mix the salt into it. And pretty quickly, you'll notice it starts like wilting. It wilts. It kind of, it starts actually looking like sauerkraut. That's a little piece of leaf from inside the cabbage. It's just a wilted leaf. No big deal. We are rinsing the cabbages. As you can see down here, like this is wilted cabbage. I haven't added any water to this whatsoever. This is just from the cabbage itself. I got a few of these wilted leaves. They just don't look nice. I don't think they'd be a problem. But yeah, it's pretty simple. You just gotta mix and then you kind of gotta beat it down in there. And we're just going to town. So I'll keep you updated. This is just over 2 cabbages and we're, not even a third of the bucket. So hopefully we get about 2 5-gallon buckets worth of cabbage, which we've got quite a bit left to go. So just core your cabbage, take the outer leaves off, and remember your salt ratios. Keep everything clean. This bucket, we washed it. I sanitized it with some alcohol. The salt keeps the bad bacteria at bay, but you still want to be really clean with stuff. So it's lactobacillus bacteria. It's the same bacteria that ferments yogurt, I believe.
I'll take it.
About ready to start on number 4. 9.9 pounds. Pretty darn close to 10. 9.98 pounds. So this would technically supposed to be 6 tablespoons of salt for this guy. I'm probably gonna go a little bit lighter than that. Maybe like 5, 4.5, 5. So we got a lot of cabbages to go. Samuel's cutting cabbage, and we got a big mess, but it's part of the fun. Here's our mix. We're almost halfway up the bucket. Look at all that water. We haven't added any water, just salt and cabbage, and that's what we're getting. So let's check back in a little bit. Good part. All right, so we got a full bucket, probably a little bit too full. 6 cabbages. I don't know what this thing weighs, but I'm sure it's a lot. You can see all the liquid. So now we got to seal it up and get it ready for fermentation. So I took some of the outer leaves, rinsed them. We're going to take and just place them here on the edges. I'm trying to look through the phone while I do this, so it's not working real good. We'll just look at what I'm doing. We're gonna take a clean plate. We want everything submerged in the bucket. So you don't want sauerkraut to be up above the brine level. You want everything pushed down. And then we got a weight here, which does not fit currently. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it to fit. Seems like maybe we'll be able to fit. That's just to keep everything pushed down and weighted down so the sauerkraut stays under the brine. Let's see if we can make this work. And we got to clean wash the lid, which we're just going to put on partially. We're going to leave it cracked open just a little bit so that it can vent gases out. And that's it. That's ready to sit. We'll cover this with a towel so that it doesn't get sunlight. And we'll take and put it in a dark place and where it's cooler Typically you don't want it above 70 degrees, but I've heard people say it can get up to 80 and be okay. About 2 weeks it'll be ready. You're gonna want to check on it. We'll go into some more of those details because we're gonna make another batch, and I'll go over all this again. But that's the basics. Let's get to making the second bucket. So another way to do it is to use a food processor, which ends up giving you a lot finer product. It's more like what you'd get in the store, minus a few of these pieces. It's also a little bit faster, but some people prefer the chunkier sauerkraut because it has a little more crunch. So we're experimenting. Obviously, if you don't have power, this isn't going to work. But we did the 1 bucket, hand cut, a little chunkier. And this one, we're running everything through the food processor. I think we could have enough cabbage to do a 3rd bucket.
Ready?
I guess I gotta cut more cabbage. Alright, so that's it all shredded up. There's some pretty big chunks in there I don't like. But... So then we take it over here, dump it in, and then I weigh each cabbage, obviously, for how much salt. But we kind of do it in layers. So for every little bit of cabbage I put in, I take and make a layer. Then I take and add the salt, really work it in, blend it into the cabbage. You can see the liquid forming down there. It happens really quick. Anyways, we got about that much of the bucket left to fill. And we've got 5 cabbages left.
We started with 14.
But these are the bigger ones, so. All right, this is our second bucket. Gonna stop here because I think another cabbage would be too much. So again, that's all water out of the cabbage, no water added. 3 tablespoons of salt per 5 pounds of cabbage. I went a little lower than that. I couldn't tell you exactly how much lower. You know, it's kind of a, adding the salt's kind of a get it close kind of thing. But you definitely want enough because it's integral to the fermentation process. So not enough salt and it'll grow bad bacteria. Too much salt and it won't grow the good bacteria. So you can't skimp on the salt too much. Even if you want to make low sodium sauerkraut, it's just not possible. At least not fermented sauerkraut. Still have 3 cabbages left. Could probably make another 2/3 of a bucket. We'll see how this one turns out. I think it's going to be good. And we will be sure to post a video showing how this stuff turned out. I think it's gonna be fine though. We're covering them up with a blanket and leaving them under the stairs. It's about the best place we got right now. I don't have the root cellar done, so it's about the best I can do. Anyways, it's a mess. We got a big mess to clean up, and this is taking a long time. I hope it's worth it, and we'll see you guys on the next video. If you have any questions, comment below. I'm sure I missed some stuff. I'm tired, and it's been a long week, so yeah. Look forward to posting more pictures and keeping you guys updated. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.